Half for the Rovers. That's the highlight of the game so far. But Featherstone Rovers know they've still got a battle on their hands here. They're playing up the slope now into a bit of a wind. The rain is in the air, so it's by no means a given for this Featherstone Rovers side. And the Eagles showing their intentions earlier on. A groan from the crowd as Bryn Powell is clattered by Sostak. And there's enthusiasm from this Eagles side early on in the second half here. They might have been given a bit of a ring-a-ding-ding by the coach Mark Aston at half-time. You suspect we'll find out perhaps from Rod Studd in just a moment. But here is Gledhill.
You're right, Bill. There seems to be more sting in the opening few tackles in the second half. I'm sure that he would have said you've got to make sure you communicate better on the edge defence, because we're letting in some tries and just simple plays. Good take from Talipapa at the back.
The kick wasn't a good one from Hepworth, and Talipapa will run it back. Well, let's hear from Rod on the sidelines.
Yeah, both coaches, similar team talks, Bill, to be honest with you. The completion rate's not great. Featherstone's 52% for Daryl Powell and 60% for Mark Aston's Sheffield Eagles. And Daryl Powell, well, there's another error. Let's just quickly go through these, Bill, before play restarts. As far as Daryl Powell's concerned, they want to finish the sets better, and they're also keeping a very close eye on Simon Brown's kicking in the second half. As you pointed out in the first, kicking down the slope with the wind, he'll be a dangerous weapon. For Mark Aston, where their completions dropped off in the second part of the first half, and as Terry's just pointed out, Aston saying, look, we need to be defensively a lot better down our left flank. That's the flank where Bryn Powell scored those 3 tries for Featherstone Rovers.
Well, Rovers have the ball back again because the Eagles have come up with the error, and Bostock a rumbling run from him. And it's a great opportunity this is for Featherstone Rovers as Hardman takes the tackle from Sam Scott. It is 2 Scots on the bench for the Eagles. It's Sam Scott who's on the field at the moment. Connor Scott still to get his chance. Netherton. Long ball finds Finn and Hepworth. Hepworth is clattered by Menzieri, and the ball is eventually in the hands of Vinnie Finnegan, I think it is, but Menzieri making his presence felt there.
Well, Menzieri always in defence. You can see he shoots across and he hits Hepworth there.
He hits him with his head. I mean, it is not, we've said it a couple of times, his tackling technique, you won't find it in any rugby league coaching manual, but it's full-blooded. And I'll bet you £1 million it hurts Johnny Hepworth.
The former PNG Sportsman of the Year, Menzieri. Oh, and Netherton, I think it is, has got a bang in the face there. It's Scott, and somebody's boot, flicked up in that tackle. They were trying to upend Scott.
Oh, catches.
Well, it comes off. It's Ben Kane that he clashes heads with.
Yeah. I think that might be a nose. That looks like a broken nose to me.
Can we treat him, Cal? Is he going off?
Let's have a look. Yeah. Not as flat as yours, Tez.
Do you know what? He always used to comment about my nose as well, Kurt Netherton.
When he was at Widnes.
Yep.
Don't tell me.
So you'll lose no time, I'm sure. Well, let's hope it's not that serious, but concern for Daryl Powell. Andy Kane, of course, out for several weeks with that groin problem. This was the incident.
Well, this has got to hurt, because when you go into tackles, you normally tense up, but he wasn't expecting to clash heads with his teammate, Ben Kane.
Having to leave the field, Netherton. Play will continue.
He's asking Cal Chapman, is it broke? Cal Chapman's not non-committal.
So the Eagles in possession, with Howison getting something stuffed up the nostrils there. A good old remedy, and he'll be back on Netherton very shortly. Now here's Menzieri trying to build up a head of steam. Tackled on the 10-metre line, on the last. And Brown, cross-field kick, hoists it for Bergin. Saxton underneath it, and took that one nicely.
It's a good job that Tom Saxton pouches that ball. Ian Hardman is in at marker. He can't help his winger out. Catches one on the back of his head as well for his troubles. Well done. Is that legal, having that hanging out of his nose like that, Tez?
He's back on there, he is, Kirk Netherton. And here's Glenn Hill. Glenn Hill just over the halfway line. Rod Studd was a lot closer to the incident than we were, Rod.
And I'm now a lot closer to the rag that they've been using to mop up the blood as well, Bill, which is very nice on a Thursday evening, but there's a lot of blood flowing from that nose from Kirk Netherton, and Ben Kay had gone across to come on as a substitute for him, and he just turned around and said, listen, I'm all right, and just went straight back on the pitch, was not interested in coming off, and there he is, out there at dummy half once more, with that appendage out of his nose to mop up the blood.
It's his pass for Matty Dale, and Dale trying to get the ball away, and the Eagles trying to get Dale into touch. He's held, tries the referee in that corner of the field, and Netherton, he's not to be denied. He might have tissue stuffed up his nostrils, but he's still got the guts and the presence of mind to dive over for the try. And Kirk Netherton in the wars, but on the scoreboard, 7th of the season with that, and I think he's going to need a little bit more treatment, but his coach will admire the guts he showed there.
Well, he's a brave player, Kirk Netherton. And just look at the tears, you can see it in his eye. There it goes, the tea towels up the nose. I'm back on the park. Let me at him, Darryl Powell. I think more players from Sheffield were more interested in looking at what was hanging out of his nose than trying to defend him here. But you can see the bravery from the hooker. To hit the spin, he's too strong. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He had a little look up, he saw that the defence was all over the place from Sheffield. That's a good start from Kirk Netherton in this second half.
Well, he was a try scorer against Batley last week, Netherton, and that's 3 successive games now. Now then, Finn, can he land this one? It's more to his liking, surely. He's missed with another one. 20 points to 6. Featherstone Rovers lead, but Liam Finn pushing another kick wide. Netherton back on the field after a bit more treatment. The latest try scorer.
Well, there he is, the bravest man in Featherstone. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'll bet you £1 that nose is broken. It looks like the letter S. And he's still shoving things up it.
Here is Gledhill now, so Featherstone Rovers putting distance between themselves and the Eagles now and looking to build on this. Here's Devorty, and the Eagles really haven't shown, apart from that Talapapa try, really haven't posed much of a threat to the Featherstone Rovers defence. Bostock plays the ball. Here is Ross Devorty now. And it's Netherton with the kick. It's a good one down the sides, and Talapapa across to claim it quickly. And Netherton leading the chase.
But even for Netherton to get that kick away from dummy half, they're giving him far too much space. And look at that. That is a huge effort from Finn and Netherton. And Ben Kane joined in. To push Missy Talapapa back like that will lift your side with confidence.
Talapapa still having a go at Liam Finn after the ball had gone, and the referee has eventually spotted it.
Well, he's got to penalise Talapapa there. He's the one pushing the issue. Liam Finn's trying to crack on with his job, and Talapapa, he may well have a point, he may well have something that he's not happy with, but he's got to crack on with the game.
All right. Whoa, listen carefully. It's my turn to talk. Take a minute to calm down.
Referee Leahy trying to calm things down between these two, between the fullback and the Rovers number 7.
Go back over there, let the rugby sort it out, play the ball on 2.
Good work, Jamie Lee. Look at this for defence. They wouldn't miss it, Talapapa. He couldn't get to ground. And this is why Featherstone have been so strong. They backed themselves in defence. Missy Talapapa, I don't know what the problem was there. He was probably frustrated because he'd been pushed back 10 or 15 yards. And Liam Finn still having a go at Missy Talapapa.
Spice things up a little bit. It's got the crowd interested as well, but too enthusiastic from Featherstone, and Rovers get the relieving penalty. Brown takes it too quickly, then the referee says let's take it from where it was awarded.
Well, the incident with Talapapa has raised everybody's intensity up, and what Featherstone need to do, they need to get back to playing rugby. Don't allow themselves to get too emotional. Talapapa, I'm convinced he was just pushing and shoving because his pride took a bit of a dint, having been pushed back for 10 metres. Another high tackle from Featherstone. Johnny Hepworth on the jukebox. He's got to put his body on the line because he's a big, hard, strong runner. And there's no doubt about that.
Probably don't want to do that, really, do you? There's every chance that he might start running straight at you. Well, not. He's not going to do it if they're going to do that. Really, from the penalty.
So, but they earn themselves a penalty, and then that's just a sloppy play, that. It's a simple pass from dummy half from Henderson. McDonald.
Oh, there's confusion there, Tez, and I was watching Dane McDonald with about 5 or 10 minutes to go in that second half. He was holding his left shoulder, may well be in some discomfort with an injury, whether it's something that he's come into the game with or something he's picked up. He's not happy.
Hardman tackled by Sam Scott. So it's been casual at times from the Eagles, sloppy, and it's cost them. The ball from Saxton bounces up for Bostock, and Bostock bounces off the first defenders, and still going, Andy Bostock.
Well, he's got number 4 on his back. I'm pretty sure he's playing in the pack tonight, but that's lovely footwork from him.
Finn's short ball finds Devorty. Trying to get a good quick play the ball, but not the pace they wanted to, and then Finn taking him on himself. Tackled by Hepworth. Netherton, short ball for Gledhill. That's the 5th tackle. Netherton finds Finn, and Finn, grubber kick in. Oh, and it's going to be head and feet, or it's going to be possession to Featherstone Rovers. It's Hepworth who picks it up. They couldn't deal with that kick. And the fullback spilling the ball, handing it back to Featherstone Rovers, and inviting more pressure from this Rovers side who've lost the ball. It was Spears who's furious about that, more with himself than anything else, I think.
Well, they're very lucky at the minute, Sheffield. They're on the back foot, they're not helping themselves, and Tim Spears, does he just lose this ball as he's trying to get up to play it? You can see he's not happy with himself. And is there a hand in there? And he's got to have better control over that ball.
I think you can tell with his reaction, he knows he's let himself and his teammates down. But again, there's some venom in this defence.
Not even Menzieri can power his way through. That was a good run from Crooks. Now Henderson. Doing well to hang on to that ball under pressure there. Cocaine all over him. Here's Peter Green now.
Not sure Andrew Henderson had control of that ball when he played it as well.
Green just inside his own half. Stringer now. Stringer trying to force his way at least into enemy territory, which he does, but that's the 5th tackle as he plays the ball. Brown under pressure gets the kick away, and Hardman just waits for it to come to him just on his own try line as he runs that back, and good chase it is as well. And Connor Scott with the tackle. He's come off the bench, the 18-year-old. Saxton now.
Well, both of these clubs, Connor Scott coming on for Sheffield, both of these clubs working hard in youth development. And there's Kirk Netherton jumping out from dummy half, just about to give him a compliment. He goes and lets himself down. He can't get there at market. I'm speaking to Robin Sharp, the head of youth development here, really complimenting Mark Buttrell and the under-18s, 10 of the scholarship players playing in the 18s now and competing very well.
Bostock plays the ball right in front of those Eagles posts, and Rovers looking for more points with Spears. This time he makes sure he keeps a hold of the ball as he goes to ground. Under pressure from Shostak. Hepworth. Finn's pass finds Dickens. Back on the field. He spent a bit of time off the field, Stuart Dickens. There was a doubt about his fitness before the game. Hepworth gets away from McDonald's rash challenge, but then is tackled by Shostak. Finn. Here's Hardman. Hardman for Bostock. Bostock, Cocaine. First try for his new club for Ben Cocaine in front of the Featherstone Rovers supporters. And he salutes his teammate Andy Bostock for a fine pass that sent him in. And Ben Cockayne, 6 tries already this season for Hull Kingston Rovers. And now his newfound fans delighting in that try.
A well-constructed try from Featherstone. Again, the amount of players that are pushing up, and Sheffield are not helping themselves. People coming out of the line, not communicating, not talking. You can see that Tim Bergen, he comes in, he's defending in the centre, tries to shut it down, but Ben Cockayne, he's the danger, he's the threat, and he's the try scorer for Featherstone.
Well, Liam Finn has relinquished the goal-kicking duties, and Stuart Dickens, who's no slouch himself, has taken them on. So Dickens thumps that one. He's missed as well.
It's the kicking tee, Bill. They need to change the kicking tee.
That's what it is. Featherstone Rovers 24, Sheffield 6. It might not be so vital now, these misses.
Just looking at the left edge for Featherstone tonight, some real power and purpose. You saw the big fella setting up a try. Andy Bostock runs hard and strong, tips it on to Ben Cockayne, and Tommy Saxon outside him. As I say, really difficult to deal with them.
Well, you saw Daryl Powell there with his head in his hands, wondering what's going on with the goal kicking.
I think he was praying, find me a goal kicker.
Well, they've got 2 pretty reliable ones on the pitch. They just can't land anything. Whose turn is it next? Tonks plays the ball. Here is Dickens. But it's now looking as though that missing ingredient isn't going to be quite so important now, with Featherstone dominating this second half. All the scoring coming from Rovers. Netherton gets another bang. He's been in the wars. Another former Hull Kingston Rovers man, Kirk Netherton. Rovers supporters here in the crowd, as in Hull Kingston Rovers supporters here in the crowd this evening, as they were at Batley last week.
Just have a look at Featherstone when they're defending and they're getting off the line. They're getting off the line as one unit compared to Sheffield.
And we'll see Hull Kingston Rovers in action on Saturday, 7 o'clock. Could be a crucial game. Well, it is a crucial game for both sides, of course. The Giants looking to get back to winning ways. Hull Kingston Rovers looking to stay in the playoff hunt. There are the Rovers fans, here to presumably cheer on Ben Cockayne, and they've seen him get on the scoreboard for the first time for his new club this evening. Hardman watches that one kick run dead. Kick run dead, I should say.
Well, McDonald, he's trying to trap that ball in. He's trying to get another set of 6. Ian Hardman just was quite cool at the back, just lets that ball run out. What can they do? They need to get off the line. They need to be better down this end of the park. Again, Saxton poking his nose through the line, landing on his front. Even Hepworth and Stringer couldn't control the wing of them.
Looks like a 3rd successive defeat away from home for the Sheffield Eagles. Beaten at Lee last weekend. They lost at Widnes prior to that. In fact, their last win for the Eagles came on the 30th of June, when we saw them just manage to beat the Barrow Raiders. Knock on from Featherstone.
Matty Dale losing possession whilst in collision. His leg drive was good, but didn't have enough purchase on that ball. My old favourite, get the thumb around the ball. Had it wedged on his stomach, holding it like a teddy bear. And couldn't keep hold of it. I'm not too sure either side will be entirely happy with the performance tonight. Although Daryl Powell might feel his side, through a number of small little discrepancies, have let themselves down, blotted the copybook. Featherstone not onside, giving the penalty away. Spears and Dale were normally solid as rocks.
We're talking of rocks. Here's Menzieri trying to rock the Rovers' defence. But 2 big men there to meet him in Tony Tonks and Stuart Dickens. Now here's Sostak. Legs driving. Scottish international trying to get closer to that line. And Henderson. The Eagles in uncharted territory here, certainly in terms of the second half. McDonald it was who plays the ball, and Brown now. Brown. The ball comes out wide to Bergen, and Bergen is tackled into touch. Good defence from the Featherstone Rovers side, and they'll restart with a tap on the 20. Bergen, unlike Powell in the first half in that corner, There was no room for Tim Bergin.
And that's the difference between both of these sides tonight. Tim Bergin, he gets the ball, he's going for the try line, yet there's 3 Featherstone defenders that turn up to deny him from scoring that try.
Bostock under pressure, looks up to see what hit him, because it hit him pretty hard. He suspects it might have been Missy Talapapa, who's got his dander up, the Samoan international. He's in there to make the tackle on Matty Dale.
That was a real head rocker, that one.
And Missy Talapapa is on a very short fuse, I think. Dickens plays the ball on the last, and Finn will hoist the kick towards Danny Mills' wing, and that's a good kick. It's batted back, it's still on the last, says the referee. It's Hepworth with the kick this time. That could be a good one. Dale is chasing it. Bergin has just done enough. Lovely kick with the outside of the boot there from Hepworth, and that's almost turned nothing into something for the Rovers.
Well, you can see that they're chancing their arm all the time, and Ryan Hepworth, he was hurried into that kick from Menzieri, and Tim Bergin, it's a good job he come up then. They say that the kicks are only as good as the chase, and they get an extra set of 6 for that effort.
Here is Tonks. And Tonks, oh, through the first line of defence.
Good charge from Tony Tonks. That's got them on the front foot.
Here's Dickens now. Dickens, that's left thigh heavily strapped. There is the Tonka toy. Some toy. Wind it up and off it goes. Hepworth. Smeaton straightens things up. 3 tackles gone. Here is Dickens now. Dickens fancies it himself. Tackled by Connor Scott. Good pick up off his toes. Bostock trying to use his strength. He won't need it. Dale will be in. Another great offload from Andy Bostock there. And Matty Dale again thanks his centre. And it's just like that try for Ben Cockayne. Bostock coming up with a telepass, the telling pass. And Matty Dale, the beneficiary on that occasion, his 7th try of the season.
Well, Johnny Hepworth puts in a kick there that gets him another set of 6. And it's a good chase from Dale, forcing Tim Bergin to make a play for that. But there's such a dangerous side. The offload again from Bostock. It's causing Sheffield all kinds of problems in this second half. The surge from the forwards, the direct running, and they've got the strike players on the edge to score tries. Matty Dale, he's the try scorer for Featherstone Rovers.
And Rovers dominating this second half. 7 tries to 1 now. They've outscored the Eagles, yet to convert one. What a cheer there will be if Stuart Dickens lands this.
Go on, Bill, I'll back him. I'll bet you 10p.
Tricky one, this. Dickens has missed with another one. Oh. Ka-ching.
Oh,
you won't get it. You will not get it.
Jenny won't let me give it you anyway. I've been thinking about Liam Finn over the last 5 or 10 minutes, and how we're maybe criticising him and questioning him and thinking, why is he not as involved? You saw big Stu Dickens, Tony Tonks, they got 2 quick play the balls. Everything feeds off a quick play the ball, and maybe we're doing a disservice to Liam Finn. He's probably not getting the service and the platform that he needs off his front and back rows.
Well, he's underneath that restart and he's put the ball down and it's gone backwards, says the referee.
I think they were looking to get away with that. I thought Liam Finn
just
lost that ball forward. Well, there you see the kick-off. Well, there'd be a referee.
Oh, Cockayne, that one's surely gone backwards. Play on. No, it's a scrum head and feed to Sheffield Eagles for that knock-on from Ben Cockayne.
You know, we criticise and we have a question mark over decisions. When referees watch them in real time, we have the added value of watching it in slow-mo, and most of the time even we're not sure. I wouldn't be a referee for a golden pig.
Here is Menzieri now. Oh, Dickens.
Well, have a bit of your own medicine, Menzie.
Henderson. Here is Stringer now, involved in setting up the Eagles' only try of the night. That one scored by Missy Talapapa back in the first half. 18 minutes into the game, and they really haven't threatened since then, and that is one of the reasons why they can't keep a hold of the ball.
Well, it's just not going Sheffield's way, and on that occasion, is it Vinnie Finnegan that comes up with a mistake? They're playing at the line. He just couldn't take that in. Again, it's because Featherstone, they've got the men in front of them. Kurt Netherton, they are playing on the back of a quick play of the ball in this second half.
Move, don't work him. Go.
Netherton, Dickens, Finn now. Finn.
3. Move.
Dale.
Hold.
Tackled by Stringer. Here is Finn once more, and Finn taking him on. Bostock taken out off the ball by Missy Talapapa. I think we might hear more of that, or we possibly see more of that. Here's Tonks.
5. Move, Jack.
Well, Missy Talapapa, if you'd offer yourself as an option, I'm here in front of you.
It's on suspicion, the phrase is.
The kick comes up for Rovers. Still on the last, says the referee. Finn trying to get away from Henderson, puts a kick in, and they're going to have to run this back, and that turns into something for the Eagles. That's good defence.
Superb stuff. Liam Finn, under all kinds of pressure, manages to get a left-footed kick away, and the kick is only bettered by the chase. Fantastic reaction. Look at this. Ben Cockayne catches him, doesn't allow him to get to ground, and puts him over the try line.
Third goal line dropout that Featherstone Rovers have forced.
Go.
Here is Tonks, and no-nonsense approach from Tony Tonks.
He just never stops pumping those legs, Bill.
Even when he's tackled. And he gets the penalty.
See, he earns his side the penalty. Peter Green, who's given it away, but he earns his side the penalty because he's so enthusiastic when he's got the ball. Here they are again.
Bostock, running like a centre, plays that ball, and Netherton fancies a second. He's not going to get this one, I think. And he's lost the ball in actual fact. Talapapa has it back, and the penalty. It was stolen, says the referee.
Yeah, well, Missy Talapapa's trying to control Kurt Netherton. Unfortunately for Sheffield, he strips that ball.
Here's Bostock now. He's created 2 tries. Looking for his own 4-pointer, but stops short there. Finn, Dickens now. Henderson with the tackle on him. Hepworth there as well. Eagles really under the cosh in this second half. Spent most of it defending. Gratian has lost that ball.
There's a knock on there. Big Johnny Gratian ends up face first into the turf.
Scrum. Sheffield.
John Gratian makes the mistake. It's a short pass on almost a leg and arm by Mensah-Yeri. Just look at Kirk Netherton. He really has channeled that goal, challenged that goal line defence. You see Peter Green in the frame. He's done 34 tackles for the Sheffield Eagles tonight. Worked tirelessly for his team.
But it's been in a losing cause for this Eagles side. There is Green as he plays the ball. Well, Championship 1 Rugby League to come next Thursday. Swinton Lions take on the Keighley Cougars. And that's at 7:30 on Sky Sports 4. Top of the table clash between those two from the Willows. And here is Talapapa. Talapapa gets the pass away to Finnegan. But Finnegan immediately nailed by Ben Cockayne. Stringer. Brown, long pass from Brown, finds Mensah-Yeri, and Yeri winding it up now, running at Powell, running at Hepworth. They managed to stop him. McDonald. Howison's pass for Hepworth, and Hepworth puts it down. How many times have we said that tonight? The Eagles put the ball down.
Well, Hepworth, he's trying to catch this ball, and guess who's in his eye shot? Big Tony Tonks, the number 8 for Featherstone Rovers. He's another player that hits on suspicion. Just does enough to put Hepworth off catching that ball, and Mark Aston, sure, when he reviews this tape, when he reviews this DVD, he'll talk about skill levels, poor execution, poor last tackle option, but maybe both sides can be guilty of that, Tez.
And the Eagles are going to be under pressure as far as the top six goes now, with Barrow taking on the Dewsbury Rams at the weekend. The Rams on a losing streak, matched only by Harlequins, in fact. Really struggling at the moment, and Dave Clark's side are just rejuvenating themselves. Missy Talapapa and Ben Cockayne this time going at it. Well, Cockayne had a hold of Talapapa's boot, or Talapapa had a hold of part of Cockayne. And that was bound to happen at some point.
Well, there's two plays lining up against each other who will not take a backward step. Ben Cockayne against that man, Missy Talapapa.
Well, Talapapa,
and you're right, he did get up and he held all of his legs. You can see the tackle. There's nothing in that at all. I think it's that effort, the second effort from Missy Talapapa on Ben Cockayne. Ben Cockayne pushes him, and the reaction from Talapapa, he revs up to that.
Well, Ben Cockayne will accept that invitation to that party.
And a bit of push and shove. That's all I've seen.
Pushing and shoving is the official verdict on that. But Missy Talapapa has been smouldering for the last 10-15 minutes, aggrieved. And I think, as you said, you can trace it back to that incident where he was driven back 10-15 yards towards his own try line.
Well, I think, again, Missy Talapapa has only got one intention in his mind there. That's to antagonise. You talk about having fire in your belly, but you've got to have ice in your mind. You've got to be cool of thought. And I'm not so sure Missy Talapapa is. Ben Cockayne, let's not beat about the bush. He can antagonise opponents. He's that abrasive, aggressive character, but as I said, you can't give penalties away and make mistakes like that.
Missy Talapapa is screaming for the ball on this near side, just down at the bottom of the shot there, but it goes over the other side of the field and goes forward. And Peter Green, normally the most calm and placid of people, he's showing his frustration.
Well, it's just the story of the night for Sheffield. They're either dropping the ball, they're coming up with poor options, and the forward pass to Peter Green from MacDonald. And all that means you keep turning the ball over, you don't ask questions of the opposition just 30 yards out. They've just not give themselves a chance tonight. And what you do need to do is you need to make sure you complete your set to 6 against Featherstone.
No Quentin Lalu Tonga guy for the Eagles tonight. He's a big loss. So is Joe Hurst, really consistent performer. Good news for the Eagles is that Johnny Woodcock is back in action. He's played a few reserve games. In actual fact, has signed a new contract after undergoing major knee surgery. The prolific fullback. Tell you what, if Missy Talapapa carries on like this tonight, he might find himself back in action sooner than expected. Talapapa, he's going to take on anyone. Tony Tonks, way.
Well, that's not a bad effort from Talapapa, and you can see he's revved up on that. Tony Tonks, he was the man who was going to tuck that ball under his arm and challenge him.
Kick into the corner is a good one. Powell is chasing. It's going to beat them all.
Was it Danny Mills? Does he knock this ball forward? And is it Featherstone's head and feed? I'm sure he does. There you can see. There it was. He punches it back.
He's 6. He's been in for a year.
Just gets a touch to it, the Eagles winger. And it'll be head and feed to Featherstone Rovers on the Eagles' 10-metre line.
Do you know what? I'll go at Talapapa. He's more concerned with trying to upset somebody, and he's going to fly out the line to take somebody out. You've got to have a bit of composure when you're defending, especially near your own try line.
Hepworth, ball back on the inside.
Come on, Missy, come on, work here.
Finds Smeaton, and Smeaton picked up a knock there. He's struggling as play continues.
Inside pass, he got absolutely shellacked when he caught it.
Finn, that's good defence. That is good defence from the Eagles. Stopped Hardman in his tracks.
Darryl Powell's probably getting the message on. Control the ball. Another shirt that's gone, Bill. The bill will be massive.
Stand. Nice and smart, Tom. Come on. Off we go.
Green plays the ball. Here's Alex Rowe now. The Eagles trailing here and have never really threatened They were back in the game, or they led briefly, in fact, when Talapapa scored and Simon Brown converted. That's as good as it has got this evening for the Sheffield Eagles, because since then, Featherstone Rovers have dominated this game. The Eagles have spent time putting the ball down, as they have done there.
Well, you can't threaten the opposition and come up with try-scoring opportunities when you keep making mistakes. And again, it's in the opposition's half. Well, the ball goes forward. I'm sure that there was a hand in there from Featherstone, but Mitch Stringer, he couldn't control it. And again, good attacking opportunity for them. They come up with the mistake.
All right, heads in. Hold that 5.
Head and feed to Featherstone Rovers inside their own 40.
Let's go.
Here is Bryn Powell. Hat-trick in the first half for the Welsh international winger. What a point he has made tonight. His first half performance was outstanding. It wasn't just the hat-trick. Plenty of defensive work as well. Saxton on the other wing. Good run from him. Cutting back in field. Here is Matty Dale, second half try scorer for Rovers. Here is Finn. Short pass from Finn to Bostock. Stuart Dickens leaves the field again. To big round of applause from the Featherstone Rovers supporters. Here is Finn. Finn, glorious dummy. Well, his kicking might not be on song, but his footwork certainly is. And he wrong-footed the Eagles' defence there. And Liam Finn gliding through the cover. Right under the posts. Dickens has left the field, so presumably Liam Finn will take over the goal kicking, and you'd think he might land this one.
I'm sure he will put his hand up to kick this one. Look at that, it's the dummy runner, and Henderson, he falls for that dummy. Just watch what he does when he gets the ball. He's got it in 2 hands, he takes it to the line, he's pumping that ball, looking as though he's going to pass it, but he touched it under his arm. And I'm sure this is going to be the first conversion for Featherstone. Henderson's the man who's at fault. He falls for the dummy, and that man scores the try underneath the sticks for Featherstone Rovers.
And Liam Finn was in danger of not scoring in a championship game for the first time this season, I think. The only game he'd failed to score in all season was the one against St Helens in the Cup. So the try has maintained that record, and the conversion to come as well from the Irish international scrum half, ever present in all 22 games for Featherstone this season. And listen to the roar as Rovers land a kick at last.
I think I've just seen Daryl Powell smile as well. There you go. I was going to go double a glitch, Bill. I couldn't get the words out quick enough. Even a smile from himself. Coaches tell the halfbacks, take the ball to the line, make the defender make that decision. And Ben Gledhill, who's just come on the pitch, does a great job pushing up.
34 points to 6. Featherstone Rovers lead now. They're going to extend their lead, albeit briefly, at the top of the championship table over the Centurions, improve their points difference, which could be crucial. They do have a game in hand on the Centurions, Featherstone. Here's Kay, tackled on the halfway line. Of the Eagles, well, it's a third successive defeat. And the ball goes to ground this time from Ross Devorty, and Eagles will get head and feed.
Just a simple lack of concentration. Henderson coming up with some good line speed. Devorty can't catch that ball. Simple error.
Eagles in possession just inside the Featherstone Rovers half. Dane McDonald, it's been an unhappy night for the Eagles side. Here's Henderson, Brown. Thankfully, it looks as though Missy Talapapa has calmed down a bit. Can the Eagles at least put something together in the closing minutes here to get more points on the board? Into the last 5 minutes, and Henderson delays the pass. McDonald it was, and McDonald clattered by Gratian. Devorty in there as well. Brown, little stab kick, it's ricocheting everywhere, and it's knocked on, says the referee, and it'll be the turnover. Which Stringer looking pretty dischuffed with life. It was his knock on. Just hasn't stuck for the Eagles tonight. Little things like that haven't come off for them.
It's just a little 50-50 players, whether it be a pass at the line. And Mark Aston, the Sheffield coach, he knows that they've not respected possession enough.
Well, they went into this game missing 2 first-choice players. They've got 1 or 2 out there who aren't fully fit, but I suppose that's the case with a lot of sides at this stage of the season. You've got players carrying bumps and bruises.
Well, that's it, Bill. We don't know, watching the games, how busted some of these players are when they've got to back up after a short turnaround. And now it's Featherstone who are not completing the set to 6.
Well, I'm just looking at the defensive workload of both sides. Featherstone have done 176 tackles, and Sheffield Eagles are 257. Here's that knock on. Featherstone give the ball back to Sheffield.
Been a better second half from Daryl Powell's side. Kept the opposition scoreless, which is always good news. Finnegan plays the ball. Here is Alex Rowe. Hard to stop Alex Rowe when he builds up a head of steam.
Well, Sheffield have looked the better side when Alex Rowe's been on from the bench.
Oh. That ball's come loose. It was knocked on, says the referee, and Jack Howison. Well, what a way to celebrate your birthday on the end of a pretty emphatic defeat. That's the fate for Jack Howison.
And he does everything right. He's got the ball in his hand, and then all of a sudden he just loses it. It slips out, and it's been a frustrating night for the Sheffield player.
They started so well, though, didn't they? The opening few minutes from the Eagles, they looked up for it. But I suppose when you're in the sort of run they are, confidence might be a little bit fragile.
Well, do you know what? There's coaches that talk about saying that possession's not everything in the game, it's what you do with the possession. But if you're turning the ball over and you're only completing about 40%, you're not going to take any energy or sap any effort out of the opposition. Featherstone have looked totally in control in the second half because they've respected, when they've had the ball, they've respected the ball.
Missy Talapapa putting a big hit in on Ben Gledhill there. All legit. It's a bit late in the day for that.
Give 10.
And a good kick downfield, fielded by Vinnie Finnegan. There's been certainly no shortage of enthusiasm from Missy Talapapa in the second half.
There won't be a shortage of enthusiasm from any of the players out there. He's just not gone Sheffield's way, but we've got to credit Featherstone because they have forced them into making errors.
Stringer looking for the offload. Oof. Gets it away to Mills, and then the pass not a good one, and the ball goes to ground, and that sums up the Eagles' performance, really. Daryl Powell will be satisfied with that, satisfied with much of it, certainly with the results. Dominating the second half of this game, well, dominating it for large parts. Just that phase where the Eagles led after about 20 minutes, 6-4. I don't think it even lasted that long. Featherstone Rovers quickly back in front, and since that point, the 21st minute, they've gone on to dominate proceedings, and certainly dominating in the second half, keeping the Eagles scoreless, and they've outscored them emphatically tonight, 34 points to 6. Would have been more if the Rovers had brought their kicking boots with them. Just the one successful kick at goal